What is going on, Spurs Nation? You're tuning into an After the Buzzer show. I'm Rob from Bucking Spurs. Today with me we got Destin from Spurs Clan, who was on IG Live all day. If y'all did not follow him on IG Live, you missed out. We got Harrison over here from San Antonio Spurs Talk, and we got Maddie here from Spurs Fan Blog as well. What's going on, boys?
What's up, man? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just, I barely saw the Indiana game this morning. I didn't get to see it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was tired yesterday during the game. I was like in and out of sleep trying to watch, and I caught the fourth quarter, thankfully, in its entirety. But I had to go back and watch a bunch of it today. But
There's
for real, y'all, if y'all didn't,
a lot of good things.
I was gonna say, if y'all didn't watch Destin's stream, you gotta watch. My man will stream when he's driving to the convenience store. He'll stream when he's in his home. He is on it, man. Destin's the personality, dog.
I do love streaming.
All right, guys. So if you see the overlay on the screen, it says get your questions and comments on the screen. How do you do that? You go to the OOC tip jar, and the link is in the description below. So what I'm going to do right now is take you to our website so you can see what's coming up on the agenda for Order on the Court. Let me go ahead and pull up that screen right here. All right. So a lot of people are asking us, how do they become members to join Order on the Court, right? So this is what you got to do. You got to go to ooc.com, oocspurs.com, and then you click on the membership tab up on top. Okay, right? Once you get to the membership tab, you want to click this right here. You want to sign up for the 6-man level. Then it takes you to your little checkout option right here. Now, why do you want to sign up to be a 6-man? Well, I mean, right here, this is a perfect example. First watch party is free. So right now, the Spurs are going to play Sacramento in a few days from now, right? And we're going to do a huge watch party. We have a DeJounte Murray jersey giveaway planned out. We have quarter-by-quarter challenges and prizes. We got just chances to join the show post-game. So we're going to have a lot of stuff planned out for you on this watch party and on every watch party, but only this one is going to be free. If you want to be there live, you want to join the party, join up to be a 6-man member. You guys got anything on that?
I'd say just in the future, being a member is going to have its perks. You know, Rob and I were, talking for about an hour and a half before this, just about our goals that we want to do, and as we start getting more subscribers, what we want to be able to do for you guys with that money. So I mean, we're talking everything from like trying to work our way up to giving away tickets, more jersey giveaways, just anything we can do to make, I guess, the fan base more accessible to you guys and just bring us all together.
Yeah, I don't think people can see me right now because I'm in the bottom left corner. But just to reiterate, what Harrison said, I mean, there we go. Yeah, I mean, everything, that's coming in, it's going to be going right back up to you guys with jersey giveaways, ticket giveaways, merchandise giveaways. I mean, when we say like this is, a Spurs, collab fan page made by fans, for fans, I mean, we mean that. I mean, this is all for you guys. We love doing this with you. So yeah, the more you support us, I mean, the more we can give back for you guys. So
yeah, and it's very interactive as well. So, we want to hear from you. We want to know what type of stuff you want to see, what type of stuff that, you like, don't like, all that. So, we're not just in our own little world. We're going to make sure that we're, continuously talking to you guys and, getting your input as well, so we can have a overall community for everybody. But
so once you get to your subscription, all you got to do is scroll up top, and you see here there's a more tab. You'll click on OOC 6 Men, and then this is where you will sign in once you become a member. And then once you get into here, you'll see the 6-man page that's built out for you guys. I think I finally got it to load here, so let me pull that up for you guys here in a second. You'll be able to get all the links to all the watch parties, and you'll get all this special content that's only for our 6-man members. Okay, so that's where we're gonna stop on this. We'll get back to that in a little while. Again, if you want to get your question or comment on screen, go ahead and go to the OOC tip jar, and the link is in the description below. Should be. Maybe it's not. If it's not, I'll drop it in there in a second. All right, so guys, first takes on Indiana, yesterday's game.
Whew, they didn't miss Domantas Sabonis much because Miles Turner just ate in the post against us, and that's kind of to be expected. I know he's just coming back, so we're not expected to see a ton out of Victor Oladipo, but I liked seeing Lonnie and Keldon get after it with a guy who's a perennial all-star in this league. I mean, he's a good player, and they contained him for the most part. Even if he's coming off an injury, there's some good to take out of that.
Yeah, I was super optimistic after the game. It was a couple things where I was like, oh, I thought Luka didn't do well. Chemezi, I don't know what he is. But other than that, that's like the last 4 minutes. But everything else surrounding it, man, Keldon Johnson is a monster. Like he's kind of the staple of our defense, and I did not know that was going to be a thing, especially when you have Jakob, Lonnie, DeJounte, and Derek White that are good defenders. It was pretty incredible to me what he did in a scrimmage game. So I'm super optimistic. And if you could put that defense on his back, man, we're going to be something serious. Like I think we have a legitimate shot on these 8 games.
I mean,
to your point. Oh, you go ahead, man. You go ahead. I already said something.
No, yeah. I mean, I was just gonna ask you guys who's been the loudest and highest on Keldon Johnson in this group.
Rob.
Oh, come on, you know it's been me.
What?
Hey,
no.
Greg said free Maddie, so we had to put you in jail for a little bit.
Yeah. No, I've been so high on Keldon. I still think he should have been on with the Spurs in San Antonio for the whole season. I'm just so excited with his potential, and it's funny because when we talked about Lonnie before, we kind of say how we saw some Manu in him. And, we did, and, in kind of glimpses, like that Houston game where he just took over. But he's obviously, still trying to find himself. But with Keldon, I mean, you see it every time he steps on the floor. I mean, he's always making plays, and it's not always, scoring. I mean, on the defense, getting steals, getting blocks, fighting for an extra, getting us an extra possession on offense, not getting a rebound, but tipping it to a teammate, forcing a defensive foul on a rebound. I mean, just doing all the little things, and he just has an engine, man. He just can go all day, like never gets tired. And yeah, I'm super excited to see, what his potential is going to be for, the years to come. And we got a good one with him. That was my biggest takeaway. I didn't get to watch it. I just kind of watched the highlights and look at the stats. But I mean, that was my biggest takeaway is, man, we got a good one in Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, he definitely raises the ceiling like 8 freaking floors. You know what I'm saying? Like you went up a couple stories when he got on the squad defensively. And so he's starting to show that here. I know what you're talking about, Maddie. It's like I had an idea for a little film room that I want to get all his 50-50 balls because I'm telling you what, he doesn't lose them. Like if there's a 50-50 ball out there, he is on that thing. He is on it. And it can just be off a tip. Someone's tipping the ball, didn't catch it. He's sniffing that thing out and he's going to go get it. And with that type of mentality and effort that you see on the court, that's something that's just going to raise the play of everybody else. I mean, dude, everyone else is benefiting off of his defense because he's getting those stops, those steals, those hustle plays, and he's getting that ball out to DeJounte, to Derek, to Lonnie to just go out and attack. You know what I mean? So our defense to offense has stepped up a notch, man.
Well, and we talk about him shouldering the defensive load, but this game was great to see for me because he shouldered both the offensive and the defensive load. I mean, it's a team game, some people getting him the passes and all, but the biggest thing that stands out to me, he was 6 of 7 from the field. I mean, 88% from the field, high percentage shot. He hit the 1-3 he took. He's drawing fouls, getting to the line, knocking down his free throws at a high rate. I mean, if he can do that as a rookie against these veteran guys, imagine 3 years down the road once he's got some more experience and played against these kind of guys more and learned. That's crazy, man.
He perfected, like, the way that he goes to the basket. It seems so unorthodox and it seems like bad shots, but he kind of perfected it. Like, he knows how to use his body in a way where it just doesn't get blocked. And he
throws his body into you.
Yeah. Like it was one play, and I can't remember who the two defenders were, but he had a guy on his left, and he had a guy like on the back of his right,
Mhm.
and I think it was a fast break situation. And any other player wouldn't have been able to see that guy behind him and just would have laid it in. But he did it in a way where he did the layup with his right hand. The guy on his left couldn't get to him, but then he angled his body in a way where he was making contact with the guy behind him, where the guy behind him couldn't get him. And I'm like, damn, that was so quick.
Yeah.
And he's incredible with that, man.
Yeah, big
And
body, right?
I'll get hate for this, but some of what he does reminds me a little bit of James Harden. The difference that I like in Keldon as compared to Harden is Keldon knows how to use his body and get it into people and draw the contact. But what I like about him is he's not drawing contact for contact's sake. He's trying to get a 3-point play every time he's driving to the hoop. And a lot of times I feel like Harden just kind of looks for the slap away and just the easy foul shots. Keldon wants all that smoke. He wants the basket. He wants to see if he can get a foul on the other team while doing it. And to me, that's the best thing is that, I always learn, and I'm sure, Rob, you coach, so you know this, if you're going to take a shot, you're looking to make a basket. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to see people out there just chucking stuff up to get fouled. Obviously, it's going to happen, but if you get fouled, try to make the shot. Don't just draw contact for contact's sake. And that's the best thing about him.
If I'm going to go draw contact for contact's sake, that means that I don't like that guy. I was like, and I want to go get him out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But hey, this is what we're talking about is raise the question that's now on the screen. Should Keldon start for Lonnie? I'm going to hold my take off for the end. I'm going to throw it to you, Maddie.
Not right now. I mean, in the future, I definitely want him to be our starting 3. I really love the energy that he brings off the bench. Sometimes it's it's easy to look at a guy like that that's coming off the bench and contributing like that to kind of say like, oh, he should be starting. But I think for now, I mean, the spark he kind of gives us both offensively and defensively coming off the bench like that, it's been huge for us. And I don't want necessarily Lonnie and Keldon to kind of be one or the other. I think you can have both on the floor at the same time. I still think Lonnie's more of a shooting guard, a true shooting guard. I think he's a little undersized for a 3. So, I mean, if I was, me, my dream lineup, the only guy, like the guy that I think maybe we should talk to or touch on, maybe we almost in another video and talking about this is DeJounte Murray. I mean, I know he played well, against the Pacers, but just overall, I mean, and I've been high on him, because he's been playing so much better offensively. But, if he's not hitting his shots, I mean, Derek White and that scrimmage against, who was the second scrimmage against the
Nets?
The Nets. Mm-hmm. Man, Derek White looks so good. And when Derek White's hitting like that and DeJounte's off, it's a night and day difference. And if he's not if he's going to be that inconsistent, I mean, I'd take Derek, Lonnie, Keldon, hell, even Patty Mills, over DeJounte Murray when he's not on. So, but yeah, to answer the question, I wouldn't say yet. I definitely think there's some room for that to happen in the future, moving Lonnie to the 2.
What do you think, Dustin?
I have to disagree. Like I say in the context of where we're at right now, and it looks like the Spurs are going to have to go small. And I don't see Luka or Mezzi getting playing time. I don't see Tyler Zeller getting playing time. So with the context of the team right now, I would say hell yeah, he has to start. Because I mean, as of right now, I think Lonnie was put at 4. So if we're gonna do that, if I got to choose between the two, it's not necessarily one is better than the other, but I see it as Keldon. I would put him at the 4 if we have to over Lonnie easy. I remember in the game, it was one play where Miles Turner was trying to back down Keldon, and Keldon wouldn't move. And I was like, dang, he is so strong. I mean, he ended up shooting over the top of him, but he wasn't going. Like he stood his ground and he went nowhere. It was like he was backing into a brick wall. So I mean, if I had to choose, I would say Keldon start over Lonnie. Personally, I would love for it to be over DeMar, but at the same time, I understand that DeMar has to start, not only mentally, but because there's a lot of things that DeMar brings even when he doesn't have the ball, because the defenses don't know Lonnie, they don't know DeJounte, they don't know Derek White, but they know DeMar, and he gets attention. So I think that overall, yes, I would say hell yeah, Keldon has to start or should start over Lonnie right now.
Okay, what about you, Harrison?
I'm going to disagree. I think Lonnie needs to start. I think Keldon needs to start too. What I think we need to do is we've been playing DeJounte and Derek a lot together, and I know people have wanted to see them, but why not have one on the bench, one in the starting group, especially with Keldon playing the kind of defense he is now? You know, our defensive rotations in our second unit are a little slow. One thing I've liked is that with our rotations now, our second unit has looked a lot better. I mean, look how good Marco's looked. You know, Rudy had a tough first 2 games, but he looked really good last game. Bryn Forbes has played better off the bench. I mean, throw in a defensive guy like DeJounte in there, and you're set. But I just think I like how Lonnie works with Keldon too well to separate them. They have really solid off-ball and on-ball movement when they're together. And you look, Lonnie finds Keldon on just some beautiful passes when they're out there together. And they communicate really well on defense when they're out there together. So I'd rather keep them together starting and look at separating DeJounte and White, especially since when one has shouldered the scoring load, the other has sort of suffered in that area, and let both of them get theirs and have, our 2 defensive young studs together in that starting lineup. But that's just me.
I'll say this. Like, I agree with you, Derek White or DeJounte. The only reason why I wouldn't do it is because I personally think if you got to choose between those 2, I mean, Derek White has to get the start if you're choosing between those 2. And DeJounte, he similar to DeMar, I just don't think he's going to respond well to that, having to come off the bench. That's why I said, if Lonnie comes off the bench, I think he'll respond better. But
so that's a great point, because all this has to introduce these 2 questions are intertangled in each other. Should DeJounte and Derek start together after all, and should Keldon start for Lonnie? So I'm going to start off with this one. I think you all have good points. And my first thought, I was with Maddie. I was like, you know what? I think Keldon's playing great. There's value bringing him off the bench, especially when Patty Mills isn't in the game. You know what I'm saying? And we need energy. You know what I'm saying? So he brings a lot to the table, and he does get mixed up with some of the starting players throughout his playing on the court. But I honestly think that there might be a pro to it in the sense of Lonnie coming off the bench, because it frees him up offensively, to be honest, because when he's when he's in the starting unit, a lot of his touches are catching off a driving kick and he's ripping to the basket, right? And he's on his way there. And he's been doing well with that, but we know he can do more. We know he can do a lot more. So maybe, there's some opportunity for Lonnie there offensively off the bench. Keldon brings the defense to the table, but that's what I'm saying. I think the question really does shift to, does DeJounte and Derek start together? And I think what we've seen here is that they don't have to. Not when Keldon's playing like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we could ask Lonnie to step up a little bit more, and just kind of, because he's been playing good. I'm not dissing Lonnie at all. He's played fantastic. It's exactly how we want him to play. But if we're questioning Lonnie to bring up Keldon, I don't think Lonnie's played bad or anything. I think it's just the role. And I think the role in that starting unit at his position with the players that are on the floor, Keldon can do the same thing, and where Lonnie can have more opportunity coming off the bench.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think as far as the question, should, DeJounte and Derek White start, I mean, yeah, I think they could start together. And I think they've been playing well together. I think their defense together has been really good. They play off each other really well defensively. I think the offense looks better when Derek White has the ball in his hands, but I always felt that way. As of right now, the only problem we have with the starting lineup is the fact that we have to go small. And if we're going to have to go small, you got to choose somebody to get out of there, because those 4 guys we got in there could not guard any power forward in the league. I mean, barely big small forwards, but they can't guard any power forwards. I mean, it's just not going to happen. We're going to get dominated. the only person that I can think of that could come off the bench and it not hurt us that well or it hurt us that bad is Keldon, because I think he can hold his own for the most part, at least get some steals, get his hands in there, and it just doesn't look like a disaster. So I mean, that's the only reason. I said
Whoever you sit, Lonnie, DeJounte, Derek, should be able to eat up a second unit. You know what I'm saying? Like on both ends of the floor.
And I was going to say, big shout out to Paul Garcia for this stat on Twitter. If you look at our starting five, just our 3 young guys in there, our 4 young guys total, they have outscored every starting 5 unit that we faced so far in these scrimmages. We've lost, but our young guys are killing it, which is what we want to see. So, I know it's kind of the thing. You can't really sit DeMar. I don't know if he'd be comfortable with that, but then you got to wonder, okay, would it be better to have all 4 of those guys? Imagine DeRozan off the bench. I mean, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
But it's just a question. And that's one thing. I think you're right about starting Derek. I think he just works better with, Lonnie and Keldon. I think DJ, when he's in his isolation situations and they have kind of a slashing floor spacing lineup out there, he flourishes. And he didn't do too badly yesterday. He had a really good stat line. Yeah. He didn't shoot the ball all that well, but I mean, he's feeling it out. He's shooting a lot of contested shots, trying to figure out his game. It's expected. That's what I want from him. But I just think both DeJounte and Derek would do well running their own floor units. And then coming together kind of in between that. So that's my 2 cents on it. But yeah, I'd rather Keldon be in that starting lineup alongside a bunch of those guys because of that stat that Paul Garcia brought up. That's insane.
What do you think, Matty?
Yeah, I mean, we've all been, screaming for Derek and DeJounte to start together. And I was too for a little bit. I mean, I'm kind of seeing them together. I don't hate it. I definitely like seeing them on the floor. I was kind of more now after kind of seeing them together and watching them play for you. I'm kind of more on like I like one kind of starting and then bringing them in together. Later in the game. Don't put so much of a premium on who has to start and because. I mean, so many games in the NBA. I mean, it's not decided to like the last 5 minutes, in the fourth quarter. So some people sometimes get caught up too much with who's starting and who isn't. But it's just I'm a huge Derek White fan. Yeah. I mean, I know it was a little inconsistent this year, but a lot of that was because DeJounte Murray's return and his minutes distribution was very inconsistent. But I mean, we've seen what Derek White can do. I mean, we saw him all last year basically be our X factor. And I mean, he exploded in that Denver series, going off for like 30 something in game 3, I think it was. So, I mean, when you look at it, you kind of have to look at like our depth and, who do we got? We got Derek White, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, Keldon Johnson, Patty Mills, Bryn Forbes. And, how do you kind of want to distribute those minutes and, to whom? Is it to who or to whom? Should we have that argument right now?
No, sorry.
But
it's to whom.
To whom.
After a preposition, it is whom.
Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Toby. The Toby of our group, officially. But
now, wait a second, that was Pam that said that. But okay.
Oh, whatever. All right, fine. But I like the idea of kind of having one of them kind of come off the bench and just so we have kind of the, defensive stopper on the perimeter, but it's tough. I mean, we have a lot of depth in the backcourt and, I don't know how the coaches kind of want to distribute that. I mean, what do you do with Bryn Forbes? I mean, he's still our number 1 3-point shooter and, you want to give him, a 5 to 10 minutes and give him a chance to kind of heat up and give us a spark offensively, at least. I mean, Patty Mills had the best season of his career this past season. I mean, he's going to be a Spur for life. I hope he is. He deserves to be, and I want him to be. How many minutes do you give him? And, Lonnie Walker and Keldon Johnson, do you stagger their minutes? I mean, like Harrison said, I want to see them together. So it's definitely a good problem to have to kind of have, almost too much to choose from. Yeah, I don't know how the coaching staff is going to want to handle that going forward.
Well, let me tell you what, man. The possibilities are endless now. Like with this, so we used to think that we wanted Derek White and DeJounte on the same floor because why? There are two best perimeter defenders. Now Lonnie and Keldon can come up and and question that now. Keldon sure can and say, hey man, I can guard with the best. I can guard the 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know what I'm saying? So we have options now where at the beginning of the season we weren't so sure if we did. And I think the flexibility of how our young guys have shown in these past few games that they can run gives us a lot of freedom. Now, if you're watching, please, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow Order on the Court on YouTube. If you want to get your question and comment on the screen and answered by us at the end of the show, all you have to do, I went ahead and dropped those links in the description. So you can click that. You'll get sent over to our OOC tip jar. You drop your tip. Make sure you put your question there with it, and then we'll answer it. So right now, when we come back, we're going to look at the last 5 minutes of this game, of the last game against Indiana. That's when we got to see Quindary, Luka, Chimezi, and some of these young guys get some run. Okay, so when we come right back, that's what we're jumping into. Don't move a muscle. So y'all were wilding out on our group text last night about these dudes.
Man,
Y'all need to tell me how you really feel. Okay.
Luka's
Here
so
we go.
much better. He's so much better than this. I'm sorry.
Hey, you can say he's gotten better game to game. He went from lost to knowing where he's supposed to go to actually playing basketball, right? That's progress.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll take it.
Destin and I
Great.
about to get in it. For y'all that don't know, me and Destin we're going back and forth on there, like no hate, obviously all love. We're just like debating back and forth like how Luka's game was for hours. It was fun, man.
Oh no, there's some hate. There was some hate.
No hate. I can never hate Destin, man. He's a sunflower.
Oh yeah. Hey,
For
you
y'all
see, like,
that didn't see that, we just to interrupt you, Rob. For y'all that didn't see that, we need to put it on Twitter so y'all can see Destin's promos that he shot on Instagram for our OC page. They're the best thing in the world, man.
all right, so here we got Quindary coming off a double screen. You got Luka in the shooting pop spot. You got Chimezi in the rolling spot. All right, so out of this action, I think Quindary does the right thing, makes the right play. First off, you got to show Quindary some love. And this is something that Luka did in the G League a lot. Catch up and just blow by whoever 4 or 5 was guarding him. Except in the G League, he'd finish. And hey, you can chalk this up to some jitters. You know, this should be a jam, right? I mean, after, you know, I think waiting as long as he's waiting, it should be a jam. Is that your gripe on it, Destin, or?
Oh, well, this play in particular, I wasn't mad at that. I wasn't even really mad at the misses. But yeah, he should have tried to bam it. But I mean, this right here, starting off, I mean, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that was pretty good. But I mean, it was just after this, I was like, man,
Look at him, dude. He killed this guy off the dribble. Look.
yeah.
My thing on this
Little
one
jab
is
step
that
right here. Boom.
I mean, he's driving left and he starts with a right left step. I mean, it's a classic Euro move. We talk about this a lot with European players, but he's going across the rim. And I think because of that momentum there, he jumps at a weird angle, man.
Yeah.
I thought he should have gone for his defender because his defender's in the restricted area. I mean, it's going to be a blocking foul if it's anything.
Yeah.
So I thought he should have taken it straight at the guy, which is, I'll say, Destin, this is one of my gripes with Luka, is he shies away from contact a lot. A lot of that stems from being so skinny and getting bigger. He's got to go for that contact. And I think if he goes straight at the guy, he has the dunk, but going at that kind of sidestep angle, going across his body with the ball and off the wrong foot, that's where we see he isn't Manu, because that's a shot Manu makes all the time and he's still learning. So I like the effort on this play, but I think just his execution of it could be a lot better.
He also could have hit Chimezi on the dump down right here. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have done a few different things, and yeah, I think it was just jitters. What do you think, Matty?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good play. It's a good drive. I've said before, I don't watch a whole lot of Austin Spurs, but just seeing from his highlights, I went and actually did a piece on Spurs Fan Blog on the rookie trio. I watched some film on him, and you're right, Rob. He does that a lot. That catch off the top of the key and drive, and he's good at it. And he definitely was money in the G League. But it's a good take. You love the aggressiveness. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I would chalk it up to kind of jitteriness because that's a play when, dude, you're 6'11". I mean, athletic, very athletic. Like, you got to go up and jam that thing, man. I mean, just go at the rim. Lonnie kind of learned to do that early on, and he's been doing it ever since. And he's got to learn how to, just be aggressive like that.
Dougie buckets, man. Did y'all see that 3? Doug McDermott just hit on us.
God, I hate Doug McDermott, man.
That was dirty.
Respect, though, man. He's a baller.
Yeah, he's good. He's good,
man. And I'll give Q some shout out here. That guy going from essentially a shooting guard in college, he's got some nice little rush hour handles in the lane. He's really good at staying low and using his body to shield the ball because he knows he isn't like a Chris Paul ball handler, and it works for him, man. People go after him all the time. He draws so many doubles, and he's able to find the open guy at the right spot.
What's this guy's name? McConnell?
I don't know.
Like that?
Yeah, TJ McConnell. I thought you were making a joke about Chemezi. I was about to follow.
Who was he?
No, he was. He was guarding everyone full court. Like, he was a pest all game long. So and Quinn Derry had to deal with that a little bit too. Like, look at that. That's good D.
TJ McConnell's a good player, man.
Yeah. See, like this is my thing with Chemezi though. This is why Chemezi never shows out when he plays, because he settles for terrible freaking shots, dude. Like, he settles for this. And there was, when we played against Chicago, there's a clip that I had earlier in the when I was doing another film room, where he does a shot like this, misses it. Trey Lyles gets it, puts like 2 pump fakes, just doesn't even dribble, 2 pump fakes, and just jams it on somebody. And I was like, that's the difference right there. That's
how many
seconds shots like this?
Oh, okay, I see.
There's still like 5 minutes left, but still, that's
I mean,
a good shot.
It was on the shot clock. On the shot clock, it was like 11.
Okay. Yeah, it was like 11.
He had plenty of time. See, what I hate about this play is I harp on this a lot, that we don't see a lot of effort from Luka offensively. And if you watch, he's shooting down, kind of lulling. I think that's Miles Turner guarding him. It's hard to tell, but he shoots down from the top there, slowly kind of lulling him in, and then he catches him ball watching and cuts back door. If Messi just slows down a little bit and doesn't get tunnel vision, that's an easy dish off for a dunk. Now, Luka may have missed it, obviously, with how his game went shooting wise, but it's a much better shot than that kind of double contested one. And I don't know what he was thinking there.
And Chemezi does that a lot. I'm telling you. And that leads, how can you build, like, dude, you need to go jam it on someone for your first bucket. Go get a layup for your first bucket. If I'm Chemezi, you know what I mean? Like, you need to get yourself going, bro.
I gotta confess. I mean, I like to be someone that can admit when I'm wrong. And I might have been wrong about Chemezi. I don't know if it was the last video, but I said I would take Chemezi over Drew Eubanks. And honestly, I don't think Drew Eubanks is the guy either. But yeah, I think you guys, I never really understood, why you guys weren't high on him as I was. I saw a Clint Capella type big, that rim protecting lob threat. And there's still that potential there, but I see a lot of what you guys were saying, the decision making, kind of a little bit of the laziness. And you say what you will about Drew Eubanks. I mean, the dude plays hard. And even against, I think it was I'm not sure if it was the Bucks or the Nets scrimmage, but I just remember, and in the group chat, we were just like, not talking smack, but kind of just laughing at how bad Drew Eubanks was on offense. And then by the end of the game, I mean, the dude had like 4 blocks and 14 rebounds or something. I was like, geez, man, like, that's a solid game. So I don't think either of them are the big, going to be the big going forward. I don't know what they plan on doing with them, but I might have been wrong about Chemezi.
I was never really big on him. I was always confused by just what he is or what he wants to be. I don't know if it's a matter of effort with him. I guess it's just a matter of just not playing smart. He just don't play smart. He just, I don't know. He, like Rob said, he's just too quick to shoot. And it's like, just calm down for a minute.
He fooled all of us, Maddie, because he showed us that his rookie year. And we're already at the end of his second year, and he hasn't shown us really anything else. And I don't know if one of y'all want to do it, but if y'all want to see how many actual NBA minutes he's gotten this year, he got the most out of anyone else probably. You know what I'm saying? Maybe besides Keldon later on in the season, like in those last like 7 games or whatever. But throughout the year, he got called up a lot, and he didn't show that he had improved or anything like that. He got to play in a few games. But this is something that we don't really get to see a lot, and it's Lonnie Walker at the point. You know, so far lately, him playing at the 3 or 4 position really takes that away unless it's in transition. So we really don't get to see a lot of this. So Lonnie coming off the pick and roll. That was supposed to be a dime to Messi.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes things just work out like that. You can't hate him for it.
Exactly, because we had like 2 bad possessions now in a row, and Keldon, who's gonna step up here? The guy that's
Just
not
so
afraid
nice.
just to get it done. Big body, bro. He gets up, dude.
No
He's
fear, man.
sneaky.
No fear.
He's the
look at
best.
him, dude.
He's the best player we have around the rim. Like I would say, even over Jakob. Like every single time I see him, every time I see a layup from him, I know it's going in.
He's just so controlled. That's why he's very, I guess, top heavy. Not to say that his legs are not muscular, because obviously the dude has balance. He gets off the floor. It's just that he has so much upper body strength and he controls it very well. You notice on that last play when he went up, his back half is slanted and his top half is just basically parallel, lateral parallel with the rim. He's straight up from the waist up and he's slanted from the waist down. He's controlling that upper body to get a good shot, and that is so hard to do.
You know who used to do that? You know who used to do that, Harrison? Like throw his body to finish a shot. We know him very well. See if y'all I want to see if y'all are on the same wavelength as me. Who used to just throw their body all the time to finish layups around the rim?
Manu?
I was going to say Tony Parker.
I'm thinking Tony. Yeah, Tony was always on the ground, bro. Every layup he used to take, he was always ended up on the floor just because he'd find those angles and he'd attack him. Keldon's kind of the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the next play is coming up. This is what me and Harrison was going at each other about after this. That's
weak
decent defense by Chimezie.
No, I think that's weak both ways, offensively and defensively.
I'm not giving him points for this. I'm not giving him points for that. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, the player was playing bad defense and he sped up. I did that in gym. I did that in rec before. Like, you just do that. You say no.
Are we on the? What are you talking about right now?
Fast break.
Luka.
Okay.
Luka. The pass to Luka. Yeah.
Like,
okay.
The pass was funny.
Yeah, it was sexy.
Right over the top.
See, now I'll agree with you. He should have finished this. And to me, that's another one where, maybe he needs better awareness, because I think he could have slowed down and dunked that. I used to do that in high school. I get excited on a fast break and then just blow the layup at the end. But that's high school. That's not NBA. My thing that I took away from this is I was just looking for improvement over the last game. And I felt like the last game, miss or make, he had a lot of plays where he could have done this and he just didn't. And I didn't quite understand why he was lagging behind in there, just not hustling down the court. So I was happy to see him kind of, get up. I think he was like the second guy up the court there, turn it on. What's up, Rob?
What's going on, guys?
But,
what's going on?
Especially last game, we'd see him kind of trudging up the court at times to just set up at the perimeter. In this one, he actually executed and ran the break well. Obviously, he didn't finish, and he should finish that, but it's an improvement over it. And I'll say this to your point, Destin. He needs to work on his body language when he misses shots. He gets real down on himself. I can understand that. I've been there. It happens. I'm sure Maddie's been there. You don't like it when you miss shots, but he sort of goes down the other end of the court, and you can tell he's pissed off, and it causes him to make mistakes at times. So he needs to work on that.
This right here, I feel like he wasn't paying attention.
He lost sight of his guy. He should have been deeper on defense.
Yeah, he's ball watching.
Boom, and there he goes. Yeah.
I mean, he's damn near the rim. His guy's all the way at the 3-point line. Like, how do you lose him? Like that was just so weird to me.
I actually thought
that's rookie. He's ball watching there.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a time here in a moment where we're going to see him do well on a defensive rotation too. So he's showing signs of both to me. I think he makes some mistakes, but this game he did show some positives as well. Hopefully we'll see in a little bit.
There's my boy.
Control.
Baby.
Gosh, he's so good, man.
Yeah, that's that control you're talking about, Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's on purpose.
He just gets buckets, man. He's
he knows what he's doing. Yeah. And I'll tell you on this play too, this is where finishing in transition will help Luka with his teammates' trust. Because if you watch that, Luka comes down and this pass one where Keldon drives.
Yeah.
Luka
just
comes down.
Tell me to go back to that clip, guys, if you want me to go back.
Yeah. I mean, look at Luka. He fills the lane here. There's an easy over the head pass there, but he's missed like 3 layups at this point. So Keldon's taking it himself. He doesn't trust him there, and I can't blame him.
Yeah,
I mean, he wants the bucket to go in, but I think if he can start making shots, there's another stat Keldon can add to his repertoire is his assists. I mean, not to say he's not a good passer. I'm just saying that he could have had an assist there if Luka were making shots, but instead he gets the bucket, which is good. But I think that's just teammates not trusting him at this point, and he's going to have to work on that.
Yeah. Keldon is an excellent passer too.
Mm-hmm. They're all great passers, man. That's why I'm so excited is all these young guys can do so much on the court. And I'll quit it, Destin, because Rob and I were talking about you before this, how you do like every freaking platform out there. You got like Photoshop, you do games, you do YouTube, you do Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. That's kind of how they are as players.
That's what we're gonna put your logo on a Swiss Army knife or put that on a t-shirt.
That'd be nice. Oh, this was hey, I think that this is another not trusting your teammates. I think Keldon and Lonnie probably felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was an excellent shot. I mean, it's not too many places he could have went, but it was pretty contested, and he said, "Screw that!" Like,
yeah, he has Luka open for 3 there, and he doesn't dish it to him. And like I said, I can't blame him.
And he sees it. And he's
but remember, like in the last game, like Bryn didn't pass it to anybody. He's like, I'm on the floor with y'all 4 fools. I'm gonna take all the shots. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like Lonnie was like, oh, it's my moment to do that. You know.
Sometimes I wonder. I don't necessarily know if Bryn doesn't trust him. I just think Bryn doesn't have the awareness that some of the other guys. That's not a knock on him. He's not going to be as good as they are. And I think sometimes he gets tunnel vision looking for his shot when he needs to just look at the court in front of him.
It's a good shot. He did this a lot in the G League.
I would say Bryn got it in his arsenal. He has it.
Oh yeah.
He had to run point guard, at the beginning. So I mean, he played decently as point guard.
See, this shot though, this shot right here for Lonnie, this really doesn't happen that much when he's in that starting unit. But when he's mixed up with some other players and it gives him that offensive freedom. That's what I'm saying, man. Maybe coming off the bench isn't a bad thing for him, but I definitely don't mind him starting. Like I'm not saying that I don't want him to start because I think he can give us something crazy. Like his ceiling, the offensive ceiling on our starting unit with him versus Keldon, I think you all would agree that whenever Lonnie figures it out how to be efficient at what he's doing is like he can kill you because he's a guy that can hit like a 3 ball off of you, like after coming out of nowhere at the end of a quarter or something like that, at the end of a game. I don't know. It's up to him. It's in Lonnie's hands. I think he's doing a great job. This is an example of Luka being not scared anymore. But guys, by the way, this little kick right here, you don't do that. You don't do that unless you think like you have this guy. If I'm Luka, I'm thinking I own you. Get this weak crap out of here.
Is that Mitru Long throwing that pass?
I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah, that's one thing is I think he's got a smaller guy. He's not afraid of him. And, that's one of the mental things that'll come. He's got to work on going at guys his size too because he can do it. I believe he can do it. He's just got to believe.
Lonnie got way better getting around screens.
Man, Lonnie as a ball handler is starting to really shine. One thing I like about him is sometimes DeJounte bugs me because he gets a screen and he doesn't always pick the right way to use it. I have not seen a screen where Lonnie has not made the correct decision on whether to use it, whether to make the guy slip, whether to pull up. He's just
you're talking about on offense though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Destin was talking about on defense, right? He needs to
Oh, on
learn.
defense,
he-
yeah, man, I agree with you. Yeah,
sometimes I agree too, because sometimes I see him make the wrong read, and luckily in Indiana they missed a lot of shots. They had a lot of wide open shots. They just missed them. They looked like us during the regular season, to be honest. Indiana did.
I know we talked about the offense a lot, and I agree. I mean, their offensive potential is extremely high, but one thing we haven't touched on that's probably way more important is the defense. And I think they're all capable. I mean, Keldon obviously has shown he's a very good defender. Lonnie's a very athletic defender. DeJounte and Derek have kind of proven themselves, but like we're going to have to see kind of, more results. We know that they're capable, but like we need to see it on the court. I mean, I know that this year I'm not going to put the blame on them, being the 20th, 21st, ranked team defensively in terms of efficiency, because when Bryn Forbes and DeMar DeRozan are like second and third on the team in minutes, I mean, what do you expect? So, I won't put a ton of that on them, but this next year, if they're really going to get even in Orlando, if they're going to get more minutes together, I mean, I want to see more. Good shot by Luka, by the way. I want to see more. Of a defensive presence. I mean, that's what I like about Keldon Johnson. Man, he comes off the bench. He's not just looking to score. I mean, he's looking to get a steal, looking to get a block. Shut down their other team's best player. I mean, we need defense. It's just like the past 2 years, we've been a top 10, top 5 team offensively, but defensively, we've just sucked. And again, that's not on Lonnie, Keldon, Derek, DeJounte, because we all know why they kind of sucky on defense. But I want to get back to being a top 10 defensive team in the league. And I think we have the personnel to get there. It's just going to depend a lot on kind of the minutes distribution and one or two guys just kind of stepping up in their role.
Yeah, there's no room to score. The other team to score when you have the starting lineup that we have right now. My main thing with how we're going into these games or these scrimmages is it's just not going to be able to hold up once we get into these games. The other team's just going to be too big, and I just look at it as what do you get when you get rid of Lonnie? I mean, if you switch Lonnie with Keldon? I mean, is there something that you lose? I mean, I see some things that you gain, because right now the way we're set up is we got 4 playmakers or capable playmakers on the court together at the same time. Just take one of them out and put them on the bench, and then that way you have Keldon, you have the defense, and we're good. Because I think the only thing you really lose is a playmaker, but then at the same time, Keldon is more than he can pass the ball. I mean, pretty well. And Lonnie isn't the main playmaker when he's on the court with DeJounte and Derek White. It's those two. So I don't know.
All right, guys. So when we come back, we're gonna dive into our OOC tip jar, see what's in there. If you haven't put your question in and you want to get it on this show, go ahead and do that right now. The link is in the description. But before we go to that, I want to show you guys our giveaways are set for our first OOC watch party. In the first 2 quarters, our first giveaway for the first quarter, I should say, is the Spurs bracelets. What we're going to do is we're going to put a challenge out there, like a question. You guys, whoever has the closest answer to will win the prize. All you have to do is submit your answer in the group chat using a hashtag for the first 2 quarters. That's how you win these first 2 prizes. For the third quarter, you have to drop your question to whatever challenge we offer you guys into the tip jar for a chance to win our shirt. Now, the big one, the DeJounte Murray jersey. You have to be a OOC 6 Men member to win it. Right now, we're starting to get a lot more subscribers. We went from like 6 to 10, and then from like 10 to 15, like in a matter of days. So thank you guys for subscribing. Those of you guys that are going to our website, are signing up. Thank you guys. You guys are going to be the ones that are that have the chance to win the grand prize at the end. Okay, so whatever challenge that we put out during the game for this jersey, only OOC members will be able to view it on our webpage. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to see what's up in that tip jar. All right, let's see what is up. Not that one. Let me see this one right here. I don't know if we have any questions in there yet, but we're going to leave it up here on screen for a few minutes so you guys can see. Your tips come in here. This is where we get all our notifications. Anonymous, I don't want to use your name because you've tried very hard to keep your name private, I think. But thank you, brother, for the tips. You tipped us a couple of times, I guess, today. Thank you so much. Our new subscribers, thank you very much. When you guys click the link in the description below, your question will pop up here. We're going to leave this up for about 5 minutes as we kind of just talk about our predictions for the 8 games coming up, see if they've changed or not. I know for me, they've sure changed. So while we're doing that, you guys can go ahead and click the link below, drop your question into the tip jar. Guys, at the beginning of this, I was like 3-5. I think I've changed my mind, but I'll start with you, Harrison. What are you sitting now on the 8 games that we have in front of us?
I mean, I still think 3-5's okay. I think the way they're kind of looking at this is even going into the main games, I don't think they're going to really care about the score. I think they're going to treat these a lot like the scrimmages, get these young guys some playing time and let them figure out how to play against each other. Now, that said, if we have another night where Keldon goes off for 25 or Derek goes off again like he did, that record could very much improve. But I'm just, at least for reality's sake, I'm going to keep the expectations low and say, look, we're just going to kind of experiment here, and we're not looking to win games, despite what they might say. I mean, I think it's going to be very telling with whether or not Patty Mills plays. I also wonder if he doesn't have an injury that they're not disclosing. But I think
know,
just
man. He looked jacked. Remember the picture?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, he looked huge, man. He looked like freaking Russell Westbrook in there. But I think especially if he doesn't play, we're going to see them just kind of gunning for improvement rather than a playoff push. So that's just my take on it.
Okay, so would you put a number on it?
Honestly, I think 3-5 is a good one. I think we'll get some wins out of it. I could see 4-4. I don't know if I see us with a huge winning record. If we do, I'll obviously be really happy, and I could see this rotation coming out and beating some really good teams. But I'm just going to keep it at 500 or lower, just for my expectations' sake, and so that I kind of have something to look forward to, I guess.
All right, cool. What do you think, Maddie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2-6. I don't know who those 2 wins are gonna be against. I mean, I doubt he would even be against like the Kings and Grizzlies, just because we play down to our competition so much, and then we'll just surprise somebody. I'm actually gonna write an article for this for Air Alamo. I want to get started on it. Hopefully, this week. Yeah, they're not gonna do well in Orlando, but that's okay. We're, like Harrison said, we're looking for growth. I kind of want to see, just some sort of what was the word that we always use? Identity. I want to see them kind of gain an identity, try to get that back to going to next year. So that's all I'm looking for in Orlando. I don't expect many, if any, wins, and that's okay.
What do you think, Destin?
6-2. I'm sticking with 6-2. I did 6.
Boom.
I don't hate it.
Yesterday I was like, 5-3, 6. No, 6-2. We're gonna lose to the Jazz, and then we're gonna lose to probably the Nuggets, because I'm pretty scared of Bobo at this point. But yeah, they're just too big. But I think as far as these scrimmages are concerned, I think we kind of found an identity. And the thing is, the only, or maybe the main reason I feel like we lost, or we could have even lost this last game, is because the last 5 minutes they just put in all the young guys, or the young guys. But I think with Keldon Johnson, as long as he's healthy, as long as Lonnie Walker and DeJounte is playing, I think it's something special. I think everything that happened during this hiatus, as far as Lonnie Walker cutting his hair, and disclosing what happened with him, and then DeJounte doing the same, and just seeing the way that this team is set up and how they're playing off each other and how they enjoy each other's company. Just like Sean Elliott said, that many teams, they don't enjoy each other's company, and they split up and they don't like each other. But this is the one team that's kind of rare that they like each other. And with all the injuries, with all the people that's gonna, not gonna play or had the virus and all that, I think that for the most part, we're coming in this thing healthy, and I think that we kind of found a new identity. And I think this team is much closer than it was during the regular season. So I see a stretch. I see 6-2. That's what I'm going with.
Okay,
Man, Ruru was lighting you up in the comments for that.
Got that
good. What do you think, Rob?
I think you guys. I like that both of you guys use the word identity. I feel like if we can come out of here with that, you guys hit it right on the head. That's the biggest positive that we can take, man. And if let's say next year we do have LaMarcus and DeMar DeRozan on the team, believe me, there's gonna be some. There's not gonna be any like feelings about these young guys taking a bigger role in how we play basketball in San Antonio. That's kind of just how I feel about it. But I'll go ahead and put like a 4-4 stamp on it. I think we can beat the Kings. We can beat Memphis. And I think maybe we steal one of those Utah games and Houston. New Orleans, I have a feeling I don't know how we're going to do against Zion and the hype. We haven't done well against hype this year. But anyways, 4-4 is kind of where I'm at. So go ahead, Dustin.
No, I was going to say they're going to see. They're going to see. I see Anthony right there saying, well, oh, yeah, they all got haircuts, so they're going to win. You'll see. You'll see. Just wait.
Man, Dustin's going to drop like a diss track on all of us if his prediction comes through. And I got to say, I'm here for it, man.
Hey, chat room, y'all want to get it on screen so it's on this video forever? Your comments, whatever your Spurs take is or whatever we're saying, then drop it in the tip jar, $1, and you'll get it on screen. All right, but for now, we're going to go ahead and put this tip jar away, and we're going to start closing up the show. Guys, stay tuned for our watch party. If you haven't found that link, you can go to our website. You can go to our YouTube channel, our Facebook. It's all over the place. Make sure to go find that link and get tuned up for that first game versus Sacramento. I think it's going to be a dub. I can't wait to watch it. Interact with you guys during the game. Should be a lot of fun. So I'm Rob Trejo Jr. from Bucking Spurs. Harrison, why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff, man?
Yeah, check me out on Facebook.com/San Antonio Spurs Talk. My friend Tyler and I run that page, so we're trying to bring some new content to you. We're on Twitter at SA Spurs Talk 21 and on Instagram at SA Spurs Talk. Got a lot of stuff coming for you, so go give us a follow, comment, like, subscribe, whatever you got to do.
If y'all want to see Destin basking in some beautiful sunflowers, Destin, where do they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Spurs Clan and Spurs Clan 2, or Clan Loves Games on Instagram because I got a new gaming channel that I got up. And on YouTube, Clan the Spurs Fan, also Clan Loves Games, also Clan the Spurs Fan on Facebook. Make it overly complicated. Look, it's Spurs Clan the Spurs Fan, and Clan Loves Games. You put that in Google, you'll find something.
Just put in Clan and like a million things will pop up.
You just put in Clan.
Listen, if any of y'all want to donate $10 a month, no, $20 a month to Destin, we got to make him a website. Destin, how do you say your last name?
It's Fouché.
DestinFouché.com.
.gov.
Maddie, why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff, man?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Spurs Fan Blog. Shout out to all the new followers. I've gained a lot on the past couple days. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Everybody in this group chat, everybody who's watching, thank you guys for watching. Y'all better be there Friday, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be like a little kid in a candy store all day at work on Friday. I'm just going to be so excited to make a little kid on Christmas Eve. I hope you guys join us. Sincerely, like this stuff is so fun, and we're doing this stuff with you guys is a blast. So I hope you guys are, will be joining us. Love the support. Keep it up. Helps us do so much with you guys. So, like I always say, we can't do it without you guys. So thank you. If
you guys want to rep OC like Maddie's doing, Destin, you're rocking the T2, right? I think. If y'all want to rep what we do, you can go to our website. You go to oocspurs.com. You can find the shirt, hat, face mask, a couple of different things there for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Rob Trejo Jr. You can find everything I'm doing at Bucking Spurs. Just put a Keldon Johnson film room out. I got a couple other film rooms coming out today or probably tomorrow. But yeah.
I'm excited to watch that Keldon Johnson one.
Yes. Have you seen it yet?
Not yet. I'm going to watch it. I haven't had time. I'm going to watch it though, dude. I'm excited.
it's honestly it's doing like it's my best video, my best film room statistically on views and stuff.
I
right
saw
now.
that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. Probably on my lunch break tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just a few minutes long. I think the shorter the videos, the better. But thank you guys for tuning in. Court is adjourned. Court
Court is adjourned.
is
I'll get that
adjourned.
gavel.
Go Spurs, go.